What's up, guys and gals? My name is Splattercat, and the name of the day today is Mountain Blade Warband Training Day. So we are going to be Denzel. I have to choose. If you have to choose who you want to be, I get to be Denzel. You know, like when you were a little kid and you would be playing like a game related to like a movie or like a video game or a show that you liked, and everybody like divvied up what person they wanted. Like some people were like, I'm Cyclops, and somebody else would be like, I'm Wolverine. And it was really kind of a contest to see who could speak fastest before the guy you wanted was gone. This is that time, and I'm calling Denzel right now. So I'm going to be Denzel, and all of these guys right here are going to be everybody else in that movie. I don't even remember who was in that movie right now. I'm not a cinephile like some people are. I'm not very good at remembering things. Ooh, 49 Tundra Bandits? That might be a good call for training. Yeah, let's train up on some of these bandits. And so the reason that we're training up is that right now we're at a very pivotal point in our playthrough. And I wasn't trying to be intentionally alliterative right there, but the fact of the matter remains that where we're at in the game right now, we could get wiped off the board. Yeah, that's a lot of archers. Hold on. Let's have infantry here. We'll have, like, archers right there, and then everything will be cool. And then cavalry will follow me. We're going to flank around on the other side. Turn their shields a little bit if we can. But anyways, we're at a pivotal point in our playthrough, just to reiterate the alliteration. Reiterate maybe? If you wanted to make it really tongue twistery. But anyways, the reason that we're doing what we're doing is that we need to get a very strong field put out in front of us. We need to make sure that our best foot is forward, and that we have enough troops to where even a king can't wipe out our one castle. Because until we have multiple castles... Did I just get hit with a dart? What the hell? This isn't a pub. Who's throwing darts? You guys are dicks. It's not cool. You can't recommandeer the equipment. The entertainment equipment from our places of drinking, man. You're not allowed to do that. Now what are we going to do once we get pissed drunk? Like, we got to find stuff to throw, and the innkeeper is not cool about us throwing anything other than darts. He's made that abundantly clear, especially after I threw his kid. That was an accident, though. I tried to explain it the best that I could. I told her there was a spider on her, and I tried to fix the situation. They don't like my solution, though, and so I'm tossed out. They had no problem throwing me. And javelin coming in. I'm going to get him back for that because I enjoy Zarawenge. And that's going to clear off the field. Let's see what kind of level ups we got from here. If we can get ourselves a good 250 to 300 elite troops, we're going to be pretty much unmovable on the battlefield, and that's where we would like to be. We have the money right now to dedicate wholeheartedly to a recruiting spree, so that's also a bonus that's acting in our favor. You'll forgive me while I click off the screen right there and close down my tab, which makes me just blind. I can no longer see my video game and all of the things that are happening. The wonderment, the merriment, the magic, all of the wondrous things. Throw off a couple of the spears. There we go. So that's going to give us some more supplementary income, and it looks like they're pretty stocked up right now on food, so we'll take all of that for the future. A little bit of cheese as well, because I do enjoy cheese. I definitely enjoy cheese. I am an individual who loves cheese as an accessory atop all things. What can I do? I'm a glutton. It's what happens. There's a farmer over here that needs help. We can hire one of him. All right, whatever. We'll hire one. And then from there, we're going to take a look and see who's leveled up. So we've got Swadian footmen ready to go, which is really, really... Ooh, 10 Swadian men-at-arms. Good. A few more veteran crossbowmen. As I explained in the previous episode, what we're doing with all of these guys is everybody who's cavalry or a mercenary swordsman is going to stay with us. Everybody else is going straight into the castle, because having a large retinue of archers inside your castle is never a bad plan. Rodok sharpshooters are the #1 deterrent to people trying to take your stuff. And when it comes to taking my stuff, I'm not okay with that. We're going to treat this whole thing like our drug dealing turf and just be like, not in my backyard, pal. Anybody tries to get away with anything, we're going to come down on them like a bag of hammers, with also another bag of hammers tied to that on a planet with a lot more density that is much larger and greater gravity, so that you're getting more than the minus 9.8 that you would normally get. I like to make it very, very apparent that our bag of hammers is modified. It is a better bag of hammers. It is a nerd castle bag of hammers. And so when it comes down on somebody, it's going to do a lot more damage. Got 29-21 on that run, and I think a lot of this training is going to be done just based on the fact that I have a lot of experience on my character, and at the same time it's going to be a lot of riding around in circles, so I apologize if this is boring to you. But it's something that's unavoidable, and we need to generate content for this series anyways, so why not stick with it? In the meantime, while we're doing all this training, I don't think it would be a terrible idea to go into enemy territory and see, maybe check in on Matheld and see how she's doing. And then also see if there's anything that could potentially be looted here. So like Tolbuck, for example, might be a really good place to hit in the future. They have a lot of veteran horse archers there, but from what those are high tier. Those are pretty strong, so they could hold us off probably with it. Let's check along all of their boundaries. I don't want to pick fights with any lords right now. Beyond these guys. We could take these guys, but everybody else... Who are they at war with, out of curiosity? So his garrison here is not so stacked. We also want to find Matheld and figure out what she's doing too. Call him a Kyrgyz Lancer, why not? I don't feel like upgrading him too much further. Go men-at-arms right there. We got crossbowmen. We've also got Vaegier archers ready to go. A few more people hot off the grill. That's how I upgrade them. There's kind of like this crucible action that we get going on. And I just did a hand motion there, which caused me to bump my microphone. I would say that 125% of all the hand bumpings that go on with my microphone are because I do little hand motions while I talk while we're playing the games. And so anyways, as I was saying, we have a crucible, but it's more of a grill. Like, it's kind of, we make our pancakes, and then we also put our troops right next to the pancakes so that they smell lovely. Because I don't like them to feel all, I don't know, that salty, nasty, doggy smell that they get after a while just isn't doing it for me. Lady Matheld has 17 troops. Yeah, I think she's probably going to have problems raising troops. I wish that I could gift her troops. What happens if I talk to her? Let's go to the Lord's Hall and let's have a conversation with her just to figure out what sorts of things can happen in conversation. So with the minister, at this point there are no particularly urgent matters that require your attention. I'm not skilled in the way of politics, and I'm anxious to return. Okay, so he wants to leave. That's all for now. So I could have Lazalit or Artemenor do it, since they're better at it. Oh, we can give troops to her. That's good. Alright, so once I get some more troops trained up, I feel like that really puts me at the center stage of what we accomplished, though. That makes me the catalyst for anything that needs to happen, which is kind of scary. Anytime you put me in control of the car, I'm afraid I'm going to crash, so... Hopefully we stay on the road. There are a lot of steps bandits and things to be run off down here. We may want to think about finding one of the bigger groups. And fighting with them. There we go. So let's clear all these guys out because they're right in our doorstep. This is a good way to train ourselves anyways. Because we're on the steps here, we do want to make a good solid block of men. And so we're going to have everybody stand really, really close. Oop, I hit the wrong button right there. And then I'm going to leave all of my cavalry riding out. I don't think any of these guys are a match for my cavalry, and I've been blocked by my own troops. I love you guys so, so deeply, but I love you in a I hate you sort of way, like that long-term relationship sort of way, where it's like, I love you, but I really, why do you keep leaving your socks right there? We've had this conversation like 12,000 times. Seriously? Why did you take the sticker from that new shirt you bought and put it on the wall? Was that necessary? That's the kind of love that I'm talking about. Like, it's the love that's tempered by a deep, deep acknowledgement that that person has been in your life for a long time and now kind of gets away with murder because you no longer call them out on it. As I said, I didn't think this was going to be a tough battle for us. It is going to be a long-winded battle. It's going to be one of those Buzz Killington battles. It's going to take us a really, really long time to ride all these guys down, simply because they're on these little steps chargers, and all of my guys are on battle horses, or war horses, or whatever you may call them. Horses of a bitey nature, a horse that's a little bit more aggressive than your normal horse. I suppose I've made my point at this point, and I should probably step forward and avoid the diatribe any further, but what I'm saying is that they're outriding us pretty rapidly. So we'll whack as many of them as we can right now, and once we're done whacking things, we shall retire from the battlefield, hopefully with some more XP. I don't even see anybody to fight with right now. We can look at the battlefield. Okay, so there's only a couple remaining. I'm riding in the opposite direction of them. Let me turn around here. We'll head on back. And that's not one right there. I finally shaved off my neck beard the other day. It's one of those conversations that I was waiting to have with you guys because I don't know you really care, but we've got like this blank space in the episode where nothing else is happening. Charge the enemy for one enemy, I guess. Anyways, I've noticed how it's a weird thing, how like shaving off your neck beard. I don't know if ladies, you get this like when you shave your legs, if you do that sort of thing. If not, whatever. Women are cool, all natural too. I don't know, it's a weird thing to say that it doesn't bother you or that it detracts you, but whatever. I don't judge. I'll take it any way I can get it, to be honest. I'm not choosy. But in the first place, it's like a morale-raising thing, like when you shave your face. Like, I sat down, it'd probably been like 4 weeks or so since I shaved last, and I had like this like big bushy beard thing going on. And I was probably going to do a video log pretty soon because we're about to hit like 20,000 subscribers. In fact, by the time this airs, we probably will have already. bunch of victims right there. Unfortunately, I'm not going to bring them with me. But as I was saying, it's strange how something so simple as just like shaving your face can raise your morale. Like, I've been feeling kind of down. I'll admit it. I've been feeling just kind of like bleh lately. Sometimes you hit like those doldrums in life where you're just like, what am I doing right now? I am just not feeling, oh god, 407. I saw that right there. He tried to get sneaky, but I'm not going to let it happen. Even with 400 and something men, I don't think he can ride me down. He has no other castles that I can pick on. Which leads me to think, the number one person we don't want to piss off right now, well, the map is looking kind of splotchy. It's like a Skittle bag that exploded at the moment. I don't know what we should be doing. I don't know who should, like, there's somebody, we should poke somebody in the eye in the interest of expanding our kingdom, but for now, I can't for the life of me tell you who it should possibly be. I don't want to spread my kingdom out too wide, so obviously it's going to be limited to either Nords, Vaegirs, possibly Sarenids, or the Khergits. Khergits don't have a lot to take, which is kind of the scary part about them. The Vaegirs are beef-caked up and kind of scary, so I don't really want to pick on them either. 58 deserters right there. Let's upgrade our troops. And in the meantime, yeah, we should probably go beat them up. They're deserters, so I assume we could probably get some lovely candies or maybe like a Cinnabon out of them after winning. If you've never had Cinnabon, I don't know if they have Cinnabon overseas. Do they have Cinnabon in Europe? In America, we have this thing called Cinnabon, or in the United States, we have this thing called a Cinnabon, and it's pretty much the worst thing you can ever consume, all packaged into like one bun. It's just a sweet roll. That's all that it is. It's an enormous, terrible for you sweet roll that's just covered in everything delicious in life that probably is a heart attack in one package. And so I tell everybody that they should experience a, oh no. I know for a fact this is not where I want to be. Kind of weave my way in between all these guys, and then this is where I want to be. You are totally like tailgating me, or not tailgating me, or side gating me. You're starboard gating me, and I don't like it. Don't gate my anything. If you're gating any part of me, I didn't want to gate there, which is why I didn't install it in the first place. I felt like a window was sufficient. A gate just seemed like a bit too much. It seemed pretentious. I didn't want to make the neighbors angry at me. I didn't want to be that guy in your neighborhood with the automated gate that's just like, and then he drives his Benz up and into it, and you're like, oh, I'm poor, and that makes me sad. How dare he have nice things? That upsets me. Anyways. Battlefield appears to be won. One thing I do like about defeating deserters and also steps bandits is that you do get a ton of horses, which tend to sell for a lot. So that'll be a bunch of extra money that we can spend on whatever it is. Like, we've been spending a lot of money on drugs lately. I haven't been telling you that. But somebody's got a busted leg, and they have just been going all out on the Klonopin prescriptions. Like, I keep telling them that the stuff's addictive, and they're like smoking it off tinfoil and stuff now. I'm just like, oh my god, this is getting out of control. I may need to send you to rehab before you'll be useful to me in combat again. Oh, sorry, horse, you were in my way, and it was easier to kill you than anything else. That was definitely not PETA approved, but, you know. And of course, I'm talking about PETA from the Hunger Games. Like, PETA from the Hunger Games, that guy is just getting his ass whooped, like, daily. It's come down to a normal running joke between me and my girlfriend, where it's just like, she thinks PETA's adorable, and I'm like, yeah, if you have a boyfriend who you enjoy getting beat up every 4 to 5 seconds. I mean, it really, he doesn't appear to, like, make any, I haven't read the books or anything, so maybe that's why, but in the movies, they just make him out to be a punk. He's just always getting taken out. And I may be speaking out of turn, but that's just the way I perceived him. Having seen the last 2 movies, I'm just like, wow, PETA does not get shit done, and I admire a man who gets shit done. That is the guy right there. People who are like Keith Davids, for example, that's a man who gets shit done. If Keith Davids was in the Hunger Games, he would have been kicking the shit out of everybody, and you know that's the truth. He would have been beating the hell out of everybody. He would have been the main character, just like, nope, Keith Davids in the room. This is what happens. Keith Davids. I put an S at the end. He's so badass I had to pluralize it just to fit the rest in. Keith David. God. I tried to seduce him in Saints Row 3, but he just wasn't having it. I'm secure in my manhood. I was like, listen, it's Keith David. You gotta... This might be the only shot you ever have at Keith David. Even if you're an otherwise straight male, this is Keith David. All rules are off. Let's see here. It's like Tay Diggs being in the room, I guess. I'm secure. I am secure. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Although, I think the only reason that I'm talking about Tay Diggs right now is because I watched Equilibrium the other day. What the hell has Tay Diggs been in recently? Like, I know he makes an appearance every now and again. He makes an appearance every now and again in like one of those Medea movies, but other than that, or maybe he didn't, I don't know. Once again, I'm not a cinephile, so I don't commit this stuff to memory like some people might, but Tay Diggs definitely dropped off the map recently. This is a weird tangent to be off on. I started off talking about, like, hairy legs, and then all of a sudden I'm talking about seducing Keith David, and I don't know, guys. I don't know. I have no thought process. Like, my thought process is pretty much limited at this point. And you know there's gonna be somebody down in the comments posting the picture of that walrus who's just like, or that seal. Lovely, lovely memes for everything nowadays. I wish I could call memes memes without people getting angry, because meme makes me feel happier. Like, meme. It's more fun to say. Like, try that right now. It's more fun to say than just meme. A meme sounds like an alien from another planet that occupies, like, the lower caste that has to, like, shovel all of their manure. Like, get the memes to do it. This isn't a job for the nobility. Command the memes. The memes shall sweep our space manure. That battle was over really, really rapidly. I think I'm just inventing things to talk about because we're doing one of those training episodes. I was hoping that once we had our own kingdom, we wouldn't have to train people anymore. Like, I would be able to just assign them to my steward and they would upgrade themselves inside the castle. I know that's a mod where they can just train themselves inside the castle. So you can take all of your fresh troops and just dump them in there, and over time they just pop up like ding, 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 ding. You can put one of your guys who's really good at training people. I don't know who my go-to guy is going to be for... Let's take a look at his skills, but I don't know who it's going to be. Maybe it's leadership? I don't know what skill dictates who makes a really, really good steward, and I'll probably look that up in between episodes just to make sure that I'm filled in, because you guys, I'll see this, I'll be recording more episodes long before you guys ever see this. And so, with Lazalet, we had him as our #1 trainer. I think I'll give him some shield skill, just to give him some more coverage. Although is Lazalet noble, let's ask him about his story. He's a count, okay. So I think I already did that in the last episode, so we want to start beefing up his leadership skills. He's got an extra skill point right there, so once Charisma's leveled up appropriately, we are going to make him a lord. And once he's a lord... Yeah, once he's a lord, he's going to give us a little bit of extra writing power. Not writing powerism. We're not trying to get like, we're not trying to get our Edgar Allan Poe on right now, and we're not trying to get our Grenleaf Whittier on. We are, in fact, trying to make him a better rider, as in a horse rider, but... Is anybody at top tier right now that I can drop off and get out of my party so I can go back and recruit further? Got 17 knights ready to roll, which is, it's good. It's real, real good. We've got men-at-arms here, hired blades. The hired blades are ready to go because they're top tier, so let's drop them off. I should probably do this from this menu rather. If I could, what I would tell Matheld is just take whatever you need from here based on the amount of people you get attacked by frequently, because I'm willing to bet that she's probably just getting beat up by steps bandits every now and again. Might be worthwhile to just go back through and assign her some of the higher tier troops. Mercenary crossbowmen, all top tier. You guys can get on in there. And with everybody else, what do we have? You'll excuse me for just a moment. Okay, so we got some sharpshooters in there. Got some marksmen in there. A hired blade in there. Very, very good. Mercenary swordsman, not yet. You're not quite there yet. You're not fighting with me anymore, although I do owe you an ass-kicking, Hugu, or I definitely owe you an ass-whooping, so I'm going to keep that one on the docket. And the next time we're at war, you best believe I'm going to be all up in your lands just causing trouble. I'm going to raid the hell out of your lands for what you did to me. Our right to rule has floated us pretty well so far. Nobody declaring war on us just yet. We can recruit volunteers from there. I'm going to try and get a bunch of Nords so that we can beefcake out our garrison with some men who can hold the line. People with large shields and larger axes. Because that's what we're missing right now in our garrison. They're mad at me, so I'm not going to fiddle with them for now. We're not at war with anybody but the Kyrgyz, so I should be able to use fast forward with impunity, with nobody able to take me out. We'll also keep an eye out for hired blades and extra food while we ride around, because I am aware of the fact that we've been riding around for probably the better part of an episode or two without any extra food supplies. I'm only going to buy the things that aren't bread right now, because we have a lot of bread. I mean, our cubes are filled with bread right now. Got a mercenary crossbowman over there. Let's see if there's a hired blade upstairs. Anybody with a sexy helmet, really. No sexy helmets to be seen. So recruit from Quinn, and I should probably start trying to talk people into joining my faction, but I'd like to get at least a capital taken over before I do anything else. Once we get a castle, I'll relocate our court to there, and I'll give the other castle to somebody else. Is that going to be... We need 3 more men. Okay, so we'll get a couple more. I think I'm probably going to go to war with Nords next. I mean, they hold our borders. That's the only thing that I can say about their positioning on the map right now, is that they're holding a hard border with me right now. Qdan is looking mighty tempting. The truce between Swati and the Saranid Sultanate has expired. Vagirs is not responding. Okay, so bellicose people are just being bellicosier. Bulaban has been raided by Baranz Noyan of the Kyrgyz Khanate. Okay, I'll take that. There's nothing I could do about it anyways. I could get mad about it from all the way across the field, but there's no point. It's much like a mace or a blunt object, like a hammer. It has no point. I always thought that was kind of a funny pun. You'd be like, I've got this hammer, but I've got a joke about a hammer, but it's got no point. It's just like, oh, God. Oh, God, it's so punny. It hurts. Oh, it burns. It burns so much. We've got Baranz Noyan over here. We should probably roll him out. Let me do my upgrades first, though. Veteran crossbowmen being what they are, we've got 4 more knights, we've got some more men-at-arms. We have a really good army going right now. I think in the future, we're going to be a force to be reckoned with just because I recruit at a better rate, I think, than the AI does. The AI always seems like it doesn't know what it's doing when it comes to recruiting. They just spawn back in with like 10 more guys who are low level. On the other hand, I may be using up a lot of these troops just to babysit Matheld and make sure that she has a high tier amount of troops, and that might be a good investment. I haven't played around with that, and I may want to give her like 50 or 60 high-tier troops just so she doesn't get beat up so much anymore. Let's go beat up Noyan. Just so I don't have to look at him anymore. Him and his curly mustache have just been a giant pain in my ass lately. They have been that bite in the crevice of my camping ass. These guys are about to get horribly bowled over. I love fielding massive cavalry battles, and it's something that we haven't done during the course of this entire playthrough, so it's something that should make you guys happy too, just based on the fact that we haven't done it yet. Oh, and I got that bug where his arm goes up in the air strangely. Killed that guy off. I'm going to try and stay away. I'm going to allow them to have the hill, and I'm going to take the valley right here. Some of that strategic writing. I am aware that somebody is trying to couch me right now, so being stopped up by anyone at this point is going to be really, really bad for us. There we go. We got that man-at-arms. That'd be kind of adding insult to injury if a man-at-arms got his arms chopped off in battle. Like, that would really be sort of... You'd be a man-at-arms with no arms. That would be absolutely terrible. Although then we could come up with some kind of like medieval cyborg arms that are basically made out of wood and nails, but they just work through magic and belief. It's like fairy dust. It's like telling Tinkerbell you believe in her. It just makes her stronger. I was wondering what might happen if everybody, given the realm of Peter Pan, maybe it's just, I don't know, I always felt like the fairies got stronger when you talked about how much you believed them. So if you got like billions of people to talk about how much they believed in them, would they be like Super Saiyan fairies, like teleporting all over the place, beating people up? These are the things that go through my mind. Ooh, a crude coat of plates for free. That right there. And a heavy bastard sword to boot. That's something that you can't even... That's going straight onto Lazalet's shoulders. Let's find Lazalet here, since he's going to be one of our lords. We shall defrock him. Don't get too excited. I'm not going to enjoy it. We're going to take this apart, but we're not going to enjoy it. He's already got a heavy bastard sword. Got a cracked heater shield. Might be better to give him a plain one, and maybe even an extra one, just in case. Oh no, I have a crossbow. Let's give him a crossbow. That's one of those little directives that I never got around to fixing. Other people who are ready to go. 3 more Swatian knights. We got 24 knights now. It's looking pretty good for us. Not a bad day to be us. And we've got some more men that we can drop off at our garrison too, now that we've run off that one and only threat. What are we sitting on right here with regards to our built-in garrison? Matheld has 42 men. Let's give her all of these troops that I'm about to drop off because yeah, here we go. Everything's looking okay for us. And so it might be a good plan to maybe give her a couple of hired blades, like some elite troops that can hold down the line for her. Like 4 sharpshooters. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but it's something. Make her at least a little bit stronger so that she doesn't have to be so terrified of everything in the field anymore. Can give her the mercenary cavalry. Sure, why not? I wasn't going to use them anyways. And so that puts us in a position where we have 98 men, so that means it's about time to go recruiting one more time. I think I'm going to hit the Nordic lands for this next recruiting spree. Maybe get a couple of Nordic characters and then maybe a few Swadians as well. So in the City of Machine, we will get a few more, and then maybe Viajeg. We're at 103. Let's just go all Nords for now. We've got enough cavalry. Some bandits hanging out there in Fanata. I'm not going to deal with it. It's not my problem. I need to learn to, like, walk away from stuff like this. Reasonably, we could consider hitting Nords inside their own territory. Like that 71 right there is looking a little bit exposed. Definitely red-cheeked. That could be something we could take right there. That's something to consider, although it does split my lands in half, and I'd prefer to keep everything... I would definitely prefer to keep all of our lands congruent or attached. Qdan is the big one that I'm waiting for something terrible. Like, the next time Vaegirs goes to war... Vaegirs at war with Nords right now. Let's look at our notes and find out. Factions. Nords are fighting with... the Rhodoks. They're not at war with Vaegirs. That's what I need to wait for, is I need to wait for an opportunity in which Vaegirs and Nords go to war with each other. It'll happen pretty soon. And if they go after something like Qdan, the thing that you want to consider there... Who is Radun? I've never even heard of this guy. He's from the Saranids. Okay. It's like double, it's kind of double thrusted. Either we need to go to war with somebody, or somebody needs to go to war with somebody else so that we can pick at them a little bit. What about the Kyrgyz? Are they fighting with anybody? Where are they? There they are. I was looking for the word kingdom and it was throwing me off. They're at war with us, but with nobody else. I wouldn't assume that they'd be fighting with anybody else, simply based on the fact that they get bowled over. Noyan's back. God, he's back again. We'll do it in the next episode. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here in the Nerdcastle. I just noticed what time it was. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Mountain Blade Warband. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Take care out there, everybody, and hi-do.